came in to replace Adam Riley. Big outside edge. Gets Charles and the Volcanoes off the mark. Still some decent bounce in this pitch.
Yep.
Well, Curtly Ambrose is here with me. A small total like this, from a bowling point of view, a small total like this, on pretty good batting conditions, how do you think Kent should approach this?
What the Spitfires need to do is to try and get a couple of wickets early. That's going to be important, because if you don't get wickets early and you allow the batsmen to get set, the run chase could be quite easy. But they need a couple of wickets early, get into the middle. The Windwards haven't been played all that well. So I'm quite sure in the back of the Spitfires' mind, they'll be saying a couple of wickets early and we could be really into the game.
That will get through and should go all the way. It's a little bit too much width there, and Johnson Charles latched onto it very quickly.
Primarily in ODIs, you start thinking about containment first and foremost. But when you're defending a small total, wickets are so important.
Well, it clearly looks as if he's looking to work just outside that off stump. He's got two slips in place. Thomas. But he's got to be careful that he doesn't get too wide of that off stump or too short. Good bounce, good carry, still in the pitch. That's closer to where he needs to be, I reckon. So 1 over gone. Good one for the Volcanoes. 6 without loss. New man Philip has been brought up to number 3, and there's Devon Smith, who's in great form. So is Sunil Ambris, and then Sebastian Shillingford, Alexander Mears to come. So lots of batting for the Volcanoes. They shouldn't be looking at this total as being anything that is not within their capability, but as Curtly said, a couple of quick wickets and they're going to have to think twice. Callum Haggett is a new bowler. Slip still in, and 2 men in the offside in the circle. 3 men actually, made off cover and point, and a 3rd man. So Haggett will be looking to bowl in that channel. Still
got pretty decent bounce in the track. It's not quick, but the bounce has been consistent. Haven't really seen anything squat along the floor.
Yes, please.
The Spitfires should be full of confidence, Douche. I mean, after surviving 35 for 5, and to get to over 200, that should give them some confidence, thinking that they can defend this small total.
Still a bit of movement off the seam as well. So I think they'll want to take something away from the Caribbean trip. Quite a bit of movement off the seam from Haggett. They'll be heading back to England, and most of the work that they'll be doing from here on in for a while will be indoors.
Even though they have been very disappointing, in this tournament, it's good preparation for when they get back home.
It's the end of the second over. A good one. Volcanoes 7 without loss. Pull away and will go all the way. Boundary to Captain Hodge. Too short, and he's in position for that very early. Pressure now on the bowler. Boundary off the first ball.
Very good comeback. Thomas, I'm quite sure, realized that the delivery before was a little too short. That's a very good delivery. You want to be more consistent in that area, generally. You've got 2 slips waiting. Is Kevin Hodge going to take the bait?
So I think they'll be pretty happy with both batsmen playing in that area. One slip has been removed now. That's in the air and caught. Kept nagging away in that area. Did Thomas. And finally, Johnson Charles plays a careless one. And a good take at slip at backward point by Dixon. Wasn't to the pitch, trying to slice it away, and well taken in the end.
Certainly was a good catch, because it was dying on him and he had to dive forward and took a good catch in the end, and that's what the bowler always like to see. Johnson goes to 5, is 12 for 1.
Last game. successful over for the Spitfires. 3 overs gone. It's 12 for 1. We've picked up the valuable wicket of Johnson Charles. So things going well for the Spitfires so far. They need to get some wickets, and this is the first one. Good catch from Dixon at backward point. Always difficult to dive forward. It's definitely getting the ball to really come back into the bat. It's a bit of breeze blowing across the ground from off the leg. It's from the area of the airport. Taggart using it well to get that inward movement and hitting the seam as well. Gets that one wrong.
Still a lot of bounce and carry in this surface, douche. And having just taken a wicket, the Spitfires, their confidence are increasing.
That should go for 4. Still need to pick up anything that's slightly short, Hodge.
He's a busy kind of player, Kevin Hodge. Very nimble on his feet. Always looks busy, likes to get on with things. That's a much better area to be at. We've got 2 slips waiting. And with 2 slips, those you don't want to be hit through the side.
I was just about to ask, you know, when you were bowling and like there was a very strong breeze coming across the ground from the offside, if you had problems keeping the ball on line around that off stump, because obviously the ball would be tending to want to come into the bat, so it would be very important where you start it.
That's correct. When you have a strong breeze blowing across from off the leg, you would normally want to start just a little bit outside off stump, a little bit wider than normal. So by the time the ball pitches and get to the batsman, you end up exactly where you want it because of the strong breeze. You start it too straight, you could be guilty of going down your leg side.
That should hurt. It's definitely getting a bit of bounce. It's Haggett. It's an inward movement. Nice seam position. Hits the seam and bounces and darts back in. That's not a nice place to get hit. Does he survive? It's 5 from the over. 4 overs bowled now. It's 17 for 1.